In this video, we'll learn an introduction or how to introduce yourself to someone or someone to someone else. You are listening to Ram Ratan Gwala from western part of New Delhi. In the previous video, we already talked about some introductory questions and their responses. Now, when we talk about the introduction, the first thing that should strike your mind is what context you are in and who you are going to talk to. It can be casual and formal meetings, public and professional environments. Usually, when you introduce yourself to someone or someone to other person in a professional environment, it is suggested that you should give a full name. And in a casual or friendly environment, you can simply give your first name or address someone with his or her first name. Again, the important thing to remember is that when you are using only first name to address someone, usually we do not use Mr. For example, we have someone whose name is Vikas Kumar Gupta. You should not call him Mr. Vikas. You need to address him Mr. Gupta, or if you want to use his full name, then you can call him Mr. Vikas Kumar Gupta. So the title Mr. can come with the last name or with a full name, not with only first name. If you are using only the first name, then you better not use Mr. Just simply call him Vikas. You might sometimes find this name format, which is Gupta, Mr. Vikas Kumar. This format is used to structure database or used in exam halls or any such areas where data manipulation becomes easier. Now, some of you might have some questions about the full stop after the title. This question might arise from the ones who are particular about the title, and it actually comes from Commonwealth nations like India, uh, where writing is a British type. Though not rigid, for Commonwealth nations or British, it is just fine if you do not use full stop, but for the US, if you do not write full stop, it becomes wrong for them. However, I do not think someone would deduct any percentage of the mark if I write Mr. without full stop or simply Mr. with a full stop. I think most of us in India are using Mr. with a full stop, and even worldwide, I guess. But for those who do not know, Mr. with full stop or period is the US type, and Mr. without full stop is used in British or Commonwealth nations. Now, coming back to our main discussion, the introduction is the mother of conversation, meaning when your introduction is good, you attract people's attention, and your conversation keeps going. That is why your introduction has to be good at the beginning itself, especially in a professional environment. So it is all about a matter of situation or context you are in. Let's begin with your class, and it is your first day in a new class in another city because your parents have just moved there. The teacher asked you to introduce yourself to the class. So, how would you introduce yourself to the class? Some facts that you should remember. Always remember, when someone asks you to introduce to a class, a group of people or large gathering, or greetings or exclamation, the moment you start your self-introduction, your name, where you are from, and what you like doing, or you can say your hobbies. So these are some of the basic facts you should always remember, and you can use them in any class or even in a professional setting. You can give either your full name or first name. Let's take my own name, Ratan Gwala, is as an example. Let's suppose this is my full name. You can begin by saying, "Hi everyone, my name is Ratan," or "My name is Ratan Gwala." You can also say, "Good morning everyone, my name is Ratan. Now let's frame the complete introduction for this. Your teacher asked this, Ratan, this is your first day. The class wants to be familiar with you. Could you introduce yourself to the class, please? You stand up and start saying the following lines as an introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Ratan. I come from Delhi. My parents recently shifted to Noida and we live at Plot B, Sector 15, Noida. I like playing football, cricket, and swimming. So this is how you can introduce yourself to the class. I want to shed some light on the phrase I come from Delhi. This is the answer for the question when someone asks, where do you come from? Which is usually used to ask someone to know where he or she belongs to, or which place he or she belongs to, or which place he or she was born. This question wants to know the place of origin of people. Instead of this question, we can use where are you from? Now, we should not confuse ourselves between where do you come from and where are you coming from. The question where are you coming from indicates the current situation, and this question wants to know where you had been to. It wants to know if you are coming from your home, school, or marketplace at present. Now, let's talk about casual introduction or introduction in a casual context. The casual introduction is easier, it does not require any preparation, and you do not have to keep any proper arrangement of sentences or expressions like we just talked about in the introduction for the class. It has to be short one, and a casual introduction can be applied to when you meet someone for the first time, or when you meet someone who you already know. Suppose you met someone who you already know. Let's say you met your friends on the road. You can say, hi Ratan, hello Ratan. With this greeting, you can add a question. For example, hi Ratan, how are you? Or hello Ratan, where are you coming from? And then wait for the response. And then a conversation would continue once your friend responds to your greetings and the question included. Let's say you meet someone who moved to your locality recently and he or she is your neighbor now. You wish to meet them now. You approach him or her and you introduce yourself to him or her like this. Hi or hello, my name is Ratan. I'm your neighbor and I thought I should come to introduce myself to you, and you wait for the response and then the conversation will continue this way. Remember, if you meet someone for the first time, you need to mention your name first. Now let's reverse the situation. You have just moved to a new location. You approach your neighbor and introduce yourself like this. Hello or hi, my name is Ratan. I am new to this place. Just moved to this residence next to yours a couple of days ago. Please don't use both hello or hi together. Use either hello or hi. Now let's talk about the professional setting, like an introduction in a meeting or interview. I consider the introduction in the class a professional one as well that we just talked about. I would suggest that when we talk about professional introduction, you should be very careful about certain sentences and expressions, or better keep those expressions and sentences in your mind. I think even the best orator does that. So for that reason, let's first start with a meeting. You can introduce yourself to the group of people belonging to the meeting like this. Good morning or good afternoon. My name is Ratan. I am from the operations department. Today I'll discuss new changes of work procedure. Now comes the interview part. In an interview context, your introduction has to be the most professionally structured. It's better to keep the structured introduction in mind. We should keep in mind. Your introduction includes your name, may or may not include your place of origin or place of birth, your academic background, including technical accomplishment, and your experience, hobbies, and finally how much your knowledge of the current organization you are going to appear in the interview. However, your research about the current organization depends on the question if it is asked. If you are able to include it in your introduction at first go, it is just fine, but it depends on how you are able to arrange it. Usually, in a private limited company, the interviewer or human resource person might say this sentence: tell me about yourself, or a little bit about yourself." Most of the time, wherever I appeared in all the interviews, I heard this question, which is, "Tell me about yourself," or "a little bit about yourself." HR person even asked me this: "Please introduce yourself," or "let me know about yourself." Sometimes you might hear a weird kind of question. You would never know if HR person is asking your introduction or what. It happened to me a few times that I was not able to understand what HR person asked me in relation to the introduction. I am not able to recall such questions now, otherwise I would have included those questions here. So I suggest, if you are going to appear in an interview, try to collect all possible questions that HR might ask you. So now let's structure the self-introduction for the interview. The interviewer or HR person asks you to introduce yourself. You can use this structured introduction. Well, my name is Ram Ratan. I am from the Northeast India. I completed my school and college education from Arunachal Pradesh. I worked with XYZ company till 2014, and currently I'm working with the ABC company. Now I'm looking forward to taking on new challenges in my career, and that's why I have come here, and here I am now. I like playing cricket, football, swimming, traveling, and shopping. So this is the basic structure of your introduction, excluding your research about the current organization. Remember, be careful with your hobbies. They might ask more questions on hobbies. Let's say you mentioned cricket as your hobby. They may ask questions related to the cricket ground format, the year of a particular match, the cricketers' names, and so on. Likewise, if you mentioned reading novels as a hobby, they might ask you to describe the story of the novel you read. So you need to be very careful mentioning your hobbies. So I'm quickly listing some more introductions. So like you introduce yourself to others. Number one, I like to introduce myself. My name is Ratan. Number two, I'm pleased to meet you, or it's nice to meet you. I'm Ratan. Number three, I think we never met each other before. My name is Ratan. Or let me introduce myself. My name is Ratan. Then you introduce someone to someone else. Number one, Harry. Have you met Nita? Please meet Nita. Or this is Nita. Number two, Harry, please meet Nita. Number three, Harry, I'd like you to meet Nita, or I'd like to introduce you to Nita. Number four, Harry, this is Nita. Reverse, Nita, this is Harry. Some responses you can use in the introduction to someone who already introduced himself or herself to you. Nice to meet you. It was a pleasure meeting you. I am pleased to meet you. I am glad to meet you.